Hey everybody, it's Dave here at Ultra Modern Baseball, and today I've got a 6-card PSA reveal for you here. As you know from my previous video, if you happen to watch it, I send in my cards as a group sub with my friend Jesse and my brother Ryan. Shout out to both of you. You're frequents on the channel. I appreciate you. So I know what the grades of these cards are, but it's always helpful to know how harsh PSA is grading or not, and to just get a sense of, what the turnaround time is and all of that. So, without further ado, we'll jump right into it. So this sub went in right at the end of last year, and it just came back, and I've got the stack right over here. So the turnaround time wasn't too bad. We were stuck in limbo there for a little while, but generally PSA has been pretty much on its game since the slowdown early last year, or was it 2 years ago? I've lost track of time, to be honest with you. But they've been pretty good with their turnaround times lately for the bulk and economy submissions, so can't really complain about the turnaround time. We figured we'd get it back right around spring training time. Lo and behold, that was true. So it's really nice to have these baseball cards back. Was really happy with this batch of cards. Had a little bit higher hopes for the actual results, but we'll get into that when I reveal these cards. Real quick, want to give a quick thank you to those of you that have participated in my recent breaks. I'm going to do a couple of those, I think. I'm not going to do a lot of them, as I've mentioned on the channel, but it's fun to do that every now and then. And another thank you to those of you that won Ultra Passes and were able to attend the Ultra Pass live stream. I'm going to get those in the mail this weekend, so you can keep an eye out for those. And we're going to do another one right in this video. So if you've won an Ultra Pass before, you know how it works. But basically, you leave a comment with the password, which will be revealed in the middle of this video. I'm not going to say it right now, but keep an ear out for the Ultra Pass password, and then you'll get 2 cards in a live stream randomized to give you a sense of what some of those cards look like. And I'm going to upgrade them over time. You might get rookies, you might get some older cards, that kind of thing. Just cool things to add to your collection is the goal of the Ultra Passes. So let's jump into these PSA reveals here. I will say overall for the group, we kind of got roughed up a little bit. Our total group score was 3 out of 24 gems. So that's just a 12.5% gem rate. That ain't very good. It's not. My personal gem rate fell to, all-time gem rate fell to 66.7%. So two out of every 3 cards that I've sent to PSA has come back a gem. So it's overall still a very nice gem rate, but it took a little bit of a hit with the submission. So let's start with this one right here. This is actually not a card that I submitted, but this was a very, very kind RAK from my friend Jesse for pulling that crazy Ohtani that some of you saw on the channel, the 1-of-1 Ohtani. He decided to share this with me, and a very kind gesture. Great dude. Thank you, Jesse. So I'm going to let Blaze come up here and enjoy the show as well. Such a cool card. The sapphires always look really nice. All right, so I had not thought ahead of time about how we are going to shield these cards before the reveal, and great planning on my part, huh? Well, you know what? I've got this top-loaded card right here, this William Contreras Sepia. How random is that for you? We're going to use him, have him help us out here. All right, so the first card is this Alek Manoah Purple Refractor, and I've bought and sold a couple of these over the years. The Purple Refractors, of course, not numbered out of Chrome Update, but it's a really cool card. I thought the centering was really nice. Chrome cards do have a tendency to be more successful in terms of gemming up, so I thought that I would be in pretty good shape with this one, and lo and behold, I was right. So this one was the first one I revealed on the night of the submission, so I thought, you know what, we're off to a good start here. We've got a gem, and there's going to be more gems to follow. Well, it didn't quite work out that way, but, we'll talk about that as we go. So I have another Alek Manoah right here, and this one is the Image Variation SP. It looks a lot like this image, but you can see it's maybe the next one in the photographer sequence. He's pointing to the catcher or something like that. I don't know. Manoah's a very demonstrative kind of guy. And by the way, I was just looking at Cy Young Futures odds today, and I think he's at something like plus 1,200 to win the AL Cy Young. I'm thinking about putting some money on that because he has had a great start to his career and is going to be in the Cy Young discussion much, much more prominently if he can stay healthy. Always the if with every pitcher, right? So I thought this one looked good. Centering was really, really nice. This one went through my rigorous screening process, which I'll tell you more about in a second. But unfortunately, it came back a 9. It's a paper-based card, so, you can always come up with, have little imperfections here or there. Now, did I see anything? No, I do see a little ding here. Is that on the actual plastic? Yeah, it might be. You know what? It's tough to tell when you get them all sleeved up and you get them back. So couldn't get a gem on that Manoa, but it's a really cool card and still goes for a decent amount of money. So a nice card, if I don't end up selling it, then for the PC. So I explained how I go over my cards in my other PSA video, and I screened about 40 cards to be submitted and only ended up sending these 6. So I was really, really scrutinizing these cards and still did not do as well as I had hoped. So this Tristan Cassius here, first refractor, really, really sweet card. This one I think is just for my PC here. I don't think this one's going anywhere. I had 13 or 14 of these cards at one point. This was the only one that I deemed worthy of submission, and yet it was still a 9. I couldn't get a gem out of 13 or 14 Tristan Cassius cards. Now, if I sent them all, is it possible one of them would have come back? Yes, but this was the best of the bunch, folks. So, you know what? Sometimes I had grabbed, I think, 2 different lots of these cards, and, unfortunately, when you get lots like that, sometimes it's people that have already rejected them for PSA submission. So, that kind of thing does happen, but I figured it was worth a shot where this is one for the PC anyway, and I am just fine with that result. All right, before I do the next one, here's going to be the Ultra Pass password. If you enter this into the comments below and you are a US resident, you'll have a shot to win 2 cards from my collection for free. I send them out. Again, you have to be a U.S. resident. I can't send these all over the world. Apologies to anybody that is global here. But the password is going to be GRADE. So the Ultra Pass password is GRADE, G-R-A-D-E. Drop it in the comments, and we'll see who wins an Ultra Pass on this video. And I've been slacking on these videos, so I'm hoping to do another one in a couple of days. So get that Ultra Pass comment in there right now so that you'll have a shot to win. All right. And this next one here, hope I didn't accidentally reveal it. This one is... oh, it's so cool. It might be my favorite card in the whole submission. Miguel Bleis, Red Sox prospect, has been climbing the prospect charts. I had a great black and white Miguel Bleis PSA 10 in my last submission. I ended up selling it because it was just a good price and I moved it. But this one, the Mega Box Refractor here, is so sweet. I hope the video is doing it justice because it really, really pops in person. I think this one's staying with me. We'll see over the long term. But it is a 10, and I was so psyched to see that. That's definitely the highlight of the bunch right there. Not to give you any spoilers, but so we've got the 2 gems here and a couple of 9s. And these next 2 cards I thought were the best 2 in terms of value of the whole bunch. This one here, this Adley Rutschman first Sky Blue, is numbered to $4.99. The paper cards are so thin, it's tough. And I knew this corner might be tricky. I knew the back also was going to be a little tricky on this. You can see in the bottom corner there, it looks a little tough, a little bit of chipping, maybe even at the top. It looks worse now that I got it back. But, I thought I'd take a shot because it's Adley Rutschman. It's a great card. And I figured, you know what, we'll send it in. We'll see how we do. And as a result, I got my first ever 8. So, is it a terrible grade? No. Certainly not what I was hoping for, but, with a paper-based card like that, it's certainly possible. Still such a cool card, and, we'll have to see how Adley Rutschman does in his first Major League season. All right, last card of this submission. I'm already starting to think about the next submission because this is, like a lot of things in the hobby, it's kind of addictive, right? When you grade cards and you're able to... see the positives and the negatives. It's a little bit of a roller coaster ride, even when it doesn't go 100% your way. It's fun to do. This Juan Soto. So if you watch my video on how I assess my cards for PSA submission, this is one I was on the fence on because there was one corner, and I think it might be that one, that was just a little bit iffy. But I still thought, you know what, this one has a shot to gem, and it might gem up. It's probably a 9, but I think it's enough of a reasonable chance to gem, so I'm going to send it. And it's a Juan Soto Cup card, gold, numbered to 2019. Let's see how it does. I mean, as a gem, I think it's a pretty valuable card too, and it came back an 8, which is actually a surprise to me. I think the 2 biggest surprises are probably the Manoa SP, which I didn't find any flaws on, and the Juan Soto Gold, which I thought would come back a 9 maybe, but to see it come back as an 8 was disappointing. The cash just was a surprise too, because I couldn't find any issues with that card. But, you know, I was hoping for 4 out of 6 gems with this submission. I only got 2 out of 6. You know, and like I said, as a group, we definitely got smacked around. We got smacked around. It was not a great sub for us. And you know what? That's going to happen sometimes. You know, even though you try to be your own harshest grader and you try to come up with only the best things to send in, they have, you know, all the best grade. I mean, they're professional graders and we're not, right? So they're going to find the stuff that you miss, and that's just how it goes. So I would urge caution when you're submitting cards for PSA, because you know what? It might not come back quite the way that you want, even if you do have a good track record with grading like I do. You know, sometimes it just doesn't pan out your way. And, you know, for what it's worth, I do have 1, 2, 3 paper cards and 3 chrome cards. Usually I try to send chrome cards, not so much paper cards, because chrome cards tend to do better gemming up. But you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. Can't win them all, and I certainly did not win this one, nor did the group. But you know what? It was still a lot of fun. Great to see the guys, and like I said, I'm already planning that next group submission. I don't think William here is going to be part of it, but I do appreciate the assist on this video, bud. Appreciate you. All right, and I appreciate you for tuning in. We're going to do another video really soon, so keep an eye out for that. And again, UltraPass password for this one is grade, Grade. Put it in the comments below. Let me know what you plan to grade, who you've graded with, and maybe you'll win an Ultra Pass. I will say, before I let you go, if you win this first Ultra Pass, it's the first one of the next round, so it's going to take a while to give out all 10. So be patient. Might be a couple of months before you get to see the Ultra Pass live stream. So just be patient if you win the first one, and we'll get all the free cards out to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.